Calgary Flames, Pierre, what gives their...
I mean, listen, I absolutely know and believe that Mark Stone's of interest to them. I mean, there's another Stone playing for Calgary Flames, right? Interestingly enough. But here's the caveat I would throw in that deal, is that I think Calgary would need to know, if not literally need to have it happen, that Mark Stone is signed to a contract to be part of the Flames past this year, to some degree.
That might be difficult.
If not signed, then at least, sometimes you have a conversation with the parties involved, and you have a fighting chance. I think that would be a big part of it for Calgary to dive all in, because I think we're talking a 3 to 4 asset haul if Stone, in fact, is available. We'll get to that in a minute. But it's absolutely quite legitimate that Calgary's keeping an eye on that situation. But others as well. I mean, I think Zuccarello and Hayes with the Rangers. I think Brad Treliving's keeping a very close eye on all these guys, and they're going to make their offers. I think they'd like to upgrade up front. I think they'd like a third pairing left-handed defenseman, if at all possible. Mm-hmm. And you guys have been more on top of the goaltending situation there, but it doesn't feel to me like that's going to happen.
Yeah. No. I know the fans and media feel like they need an upgrade there, but I think they're more than likely prepared to ride it out with Smith and Riddick. They seem to take turns having hot streaks.
Yeah.
And so I'd be surprised if they use assets on a goaltender.
No, I mean, they sniffed around Jimmy Howard in Detroit a little bit, but both sides acknowledged that it was very basic communication. It wasn't a significant gesture, and most definitely wasn't an offer. But
I didn't know that. Did you say that in IT and I wasn't listening?
Yeah, well, you don't often listen.
Was it cursory tire kicking?
Wrote it 3 days later in The Athletic as breaking news.
I hope I credited you. You know what I think, as an aside, I know we got to go quick here, but
no, we got lots of time.
I feel like the Ryan Miller trade to St. Louis was such a disaster years ago from Buffalo that it has scared off teams from thinking they can tinker with their number one goalie midseason. I really feel that strongly. That your goalie's your goalie once you decide in August who your goalie is, I feel like.
Well, and here's the thing with rental goalies. So Detroit's got Jimmy Howard out there, and Columbus potentially could have Bobrovsky.
And I wonder about Anders Nilsson, frankly, from the Ottawa Senators. He's an UFA at the end of the year. He has been, aside from the other night, he has been really,
he goes a backup
really good.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But on Howard and Bobrovsky, they carry with them price tags that would indicate that they're a number one goaltender in the National Hockey League. Who's looking for a number one goal? Which playoff contender? Which team that's going to the playoffs wants a guy to be a number one goalie? I mean, if you're going to the playoffs, you've probably got your number one. You probably don't want a guy making $5 or $7 million, even as a rental, unless you've got plenty of cap room and it's an insurance policy. And I know from Detroit's perspective, we can talk about Detroit later, but I don't think Kenny Holland wants to trade Jimmy Howard for a mid-round draft pick for him to go be somebody's backup somewhere.
Yeah, because they have interest in signing Jimmy Howard, whether it's now or after the season.
Absolutely. So, anyways,
and the funny thing is, the team that might need Jimmy Howard the most would be Columbus if they traded Bobrovsky. Not to confuse everyone, but
exactly.